Moving along this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we got to talk about the NFL playoffs this weekend because we got four juicy matchups, two on Saturday, two on Sunday. Like we were saying earlier, there wasn't that much to talk about from week one. Now that
No,
Lions-Rams game, that
that was
Lions
good.
Rams game was a doozy.
That was a good one.
Kelly's freaking uncle, Rich's brother, he was at the game with his whole family, so he was sending me videos. It was electric. It was electric in there. So that was definitely the best game of the week. Chiefs and Dolphins. We saw 15 people hospitalized with frostbite and hypothermia and 70 calls to the Kansas City department. So the crazy weekend, Buffalo with the snow. You guys got any remarks from last weekend before we get into this next weekend, Max?
When it's negative like 10 degrees out there, keep your shirt on. All right. You want some advice? When it's negative, keep your shirt on. Makes no sense. That's why you have hypothermia. I'm not trying to make a joke. This is common sense. Why do people not have common sense anymore? I have no idea what's going on.
Not so common. It's not so common.
It's not common anymore. You're absolutely right. Let's make sense common again. Right? Okay. Yeah.
Wilson, am I ever going to see you at a Colorado Buffs football game in November or December with your shirt off?
No. If Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter come back, maybe that'll be the dynasty run that they'll try to go on. But yeah, no shot. Even at the Broncos games, I'm bundled up. I'm not fucking with that.
No.
First game we want to preview Saturday, 2:30 Mountain Time on ABC and ESPN. We got the AFC South. Houston Texans. I know that one burns to hear, Wilson. The Houston Texans, they're going on the road to take on the NFC North champions, the Baltimore Ravens. Oof. Houston, they've now won 3 in a row after dismantling the Browns 45-14 last week in the first game.
Unreal.
Baltimore has won 6 in a row before resting and losing to Pittsburgh in week 18, but they had a 6-game winning streak before that. Bye week last week. These two teams actually played in week 1 in Baltimore. The Ravens got them 25-9. Houston had more yards than the Ravens in that game, but failed to score a touchdown.
Wow.
The team stats were a lot closer than what the final score would tell you. Max, do you think Houston can get revenge on Lamar Jackson in Baltimore?
I think it's a high possibility. Okay, these Texans are forced to be reckoned with. These guys look great. Unbelievable. Playing together as a team. Nico Collins and CJ Stroud together. Oh, my goodness. Nico Collins might be up for a keeper in our fantasy football league. I'll tell you right now. I know your wife's probably thinking about it, Cole Breezy, because I'm a little upset. I wasn't even looking at him. I'll tell you right now. But I love what Houston is doing. I love the young coach. I mean, everybody's young. They're all out there saying, yeah, what the fuck do we have to lose? Like what? Whatever. Let's do it. Come on. On the other hand, Baltimore is really good, and I'm definitely not gonna pick Houston. I'm picking Baltimore. I know. I was hyping up Houston because I would love to see it, but I got Baltimore.
Slobbering all over Houston. CJ Stroud, your rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year.
100%. I don't know who would beat him. And it
Puka.
Yeah, that's a good name. Yeah. Leave it in the comments, everyone, if you have any other ideas for rookie of the year.
Top 2 easy right there.
Easily.
Wilson, do you see CJ Stroud going into Baltimore and get this thing done?
No, fuck the Texans. I want to give up
bias cold squeeze.
Well, sorry about it. Texans are a good team though. It pains me to see CJ Stroud fucking balling like this and dicing teams up, because here's the next 15 years. The Texans finally got one, because we thought they had one with Deshaun Watson, and then we all know what fucking happened there. But CJ Stroud is a real fucking deal. Who would have thought he'd be an Ohio State quarterback with a Michigan wide receiver raining hell on everybody? Oh.
Well, tell Lula to calm down, all right?
Well,
he's getting angry over there. You talking about the Texans? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about the Texans for?
She's feeding off the
Colts fans.
But I think for this one, the Ravens, it's damn near a legacy game for Lamar Jackson. I feel like every year everybody's like, oh, he's a great quarterback, but he hasn't won anything. He obviously got the MVP, but playoffs wise, he hasn't done anything. You hear everybody talk about Josh Allen and Patty MaHomes, and Lamar Jackson is up there. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but does he have any? I think he's only won one playoff game. So this is the year. Like, they are a stacked team. Defense is elite. Offense is cooking. So he has to win it. So I'm right there with you, Max. I'm putting the money on the Ravens.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, hell of a season. You say the Colts, and you are kicking yourself about him being your division. Damn it, I think the Carolina Panthers are kicking themselves right now for selecting Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. I think they're kicking themselves too.
Mm-hmm.
Organization's a dumpster fire.
And trading their pick and trading picks to move up to get Bryce Young. Oh boy, Panthers, they're set back for years. But enough talk about the Panthers. Ravens, Lamar Jackson at home. After a bye week, they've really rested 2 weeks because they rested week 18 against Pittsburgh. These guys are fresh, rusty, possibly, but at home. Houston, I had him losing last week. I'm not going to pick him in this one. Ravens, triple threat right there for us.
Yeah.
Next game on Saturday, 6:15 Mountain Time on Fox. We got the Packers, the team that slipped in the last wild card. They're going on the road to take on the top-seeded San Francisco 49ers. The Packers have now won 4 in a row after beating down the Cowgirls in Dallas 48-32. That's the most points Dallas has allowed in a playoff game in franchise history. 48. Woo! The 49ers, they've actually lost 2 of 3. They lost in week 18 when they rested against the Rams, but they've lost 2 of 3 with that Christmas game against the Ravens. Is this team going to be rusty, Wilson? Can the Packers, Jordan Love, Aaron Jones continue this streak that they got going in San Francisco?
I'm not going to say no, because the Packers, I feel like they just came out of left field. I feel like Jordan Love started the season and he was like, oh, they made the right choice. They picked the right quarterback. And then it kind of fizzled out. And then he's just been on a fucking tear recently and got a bunch of no-name receivers. No disrespect. I think a lot of them are rookies, but they just do what he's getting 3 touchdowns a game, it seems like, I think the past couple weeks. So 49ers, I think their offense, because all I've heard about the Packers is their defense is trash. And I think the 49ers offense is a well-oiled machine, just like the defense. So I think it'll be the 49ers, but that should be a great game.
Got that right. Max, are you going to agree with Wilson here? You got anything different to say?
You know, I'm really disappointed with these elite defenses. Okay. Cleveland Browns. What the fuck? Cowboys. What the fuck? Like, they gave up over 20 points at halftime. Okay. These are supposed to be the best defenses in the game. Baltimore Ravens and also the 49ers also are supposed to have these elite defenses. Are they going to come out to play, or are they going to give up 40 at halftime? You know, like that's the real question. I think the 49ers are going to beat them. All right. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, you know, and the freaking quarterback is Brock Purdy. He's looking pretty good. It's all about the defense. The Packers are running right now. They look great. Aaron Jones looks like he's on his last leg. Okay. Yeah, honestly, but he 3 touchdowns last game. Amazing. He's given everything he has. And the last, who knows? He has maybe another 50 yards in him. It's like a gas tank. Okay. It's only yardage. Though. Maybe 50 more yards before that knee goes out. so I got the 49ers though.
I got to agree with you guys. It's tough to pick a 1 seed at home coming off 2 weeks of rest. It's the same deal as with the Ravens. I don't know. I got a weird feeling one of these teams are going to lose. I got a weird feeling. I mean, it happens all the time. We didn't expect the Packers to be here. I'm definitely not going to pick the Packers again. And you brought up Christian McCaffrey, Max. I'm going to give us our first My Buddy Mr. Tutty guarantee for this playoff round here. Christian McCaffrey, he's going to get in the end zone. Real quick on him. This season in the NFL, he was tied for second in carries with 272. He led the league with 1,459 rushing yards. That was 292 more yards than anyone else.
Damn.
His 14 rushing tutties were 4th in the NFL. Mostert had 18. And Hurts and Allen both had 15. He was third at the running back position with 67 receptions, 564 receiving yards, were second at the position, and he led the position with 7 receiving touchdowns. His 83 targets were fourth most at the position, and this is the biggest one for me. Full PPR leagues, from running back 1, Christian McCaffrey, to running back 2, he outscored running back 2 by 100.8 full PPR fantasy points. It's like Travis Kelce that we've talked about in the past, how he's just way better than everybody else. That was Christian McCaffrey this year. Free square and bingo. I got him scoring again easily in this one against the Packers. He should have 2. Max, what do you think about those stats real quick about Christian McCaffrey?
I mean, if this guy is, come on. I know we always give a quarterback MVP, but dude, come on. Like, this guy is MVP. He does it. He does everything on the field. Enough with the quarterback. I understand that the quarterback's like, supposed to be the hunk guy that's on the magazines, and I want to be like him, Dad. I want to be like him. How about the guy that's taking the hits? How about the guy that's sitting people down as he runs over them? And Christian McCaffrey ain't a bad looking dude either. Like, he should be on the magazines. Damn it, Christian McCaffrey. I'll tell you right now, he's a stud football player. It's something like we haven't seen in a long time. Give him the MVP, man.
Wilson over 2,000 scrimmage yards and 21 total touchdowns. Is he your MVP?
It's either him or Lamar for sure. It really is crazy how McCaffrey, whenever he is healthy, no matter what the injury was before or after, he always produces. In fantasy leagues, you play him. Oh, he's come back from an injury. He won't go off. 2 tutties, nice 150 yards. It's ridiculous. So I'm kind of right there with you that he is, like, I feel like if you don't have him on the 49ers, a lot of things start to fall apart because he is the ultimate weapon on the field. I feel like he's similar to Lamar or Tyreek Hill, where he's the most dangerous player on the field once he gets the ball. So if he wins it, I wouldn't be shocked, but I think they will still end up going with Lamar, which I'm okay with.
Sunday, 1:00 Mountain Time on NBC. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Detroit. The Lions are hosting another playoff game. Tampa Bay has won 6 of 7 after kicking the Eagles' ass last week, 32-9 in that game. See it, Jason Kelce. Lions have won 4 of 5 after that 24-23 win over the Rams. These two teams played in week 6 in Tampa. The Lions got them 20-6. Amon-Ra St. Brown in that game had 12 catches for $124 and a touchdown. Only 86 yards of rushing combined in that game between the two teams. Only 86 yards of rushing in that game. So Detroit got Tampa in Tampa. Max, can Tampa return the favor and get the Lions in Detroit?
I think it's very possible. I think the Bucs are playing very well. But I'm going to go with the Lions because I have a client. Her husband is from Detroit, big Detroit guy, and he told his wife, "Babe, this was the most important Lions game in the history of Lions football." I was like, that is so sad. It's so sad. It's such a bummer of an organization. But like, when you hear things like that, this grown man is basically in tears because they won a football game. It just goes to show you that, it's like an underdog story that we never see Detroit in the playoffs. You want them to win. So it's more of, I'm not even basing it on skill. It's, I want the Lions to win. Okay. Let's see the Lions go to the next round and get smashed by the 49ers.
Very emotional win for the people of Detroit, the Lions fans through and through. I got him winning this game again. Baker Mayfield, he surprised everybody. Baker Mayqueef. What's he getting, Wilson? $250K for each playoff win, I think I saw. So he's incentivized. He's incentivized to keep going. But the Lions, they get this one done even easier, a lot easier than the Rams game. Wilson, you gonna differ on this one?
No, one of my people I worked with, they Detroit fan all their life. They were telling me about Michigan, telling me about Detroit. So they're riding on cloud 9 right now. And they told me that the atmosphere there, she got to go to the game. It was electric. I think I saw that it was 133 decibels in there.
Ooh.
It's insane atmosphere. So I think there's no way, especially they got a taste of a playoff win after 33 years, first playoff win in Ford Field. I think that while Baker has been slinging it and good for him, but I don't think the Lions aren't losing this one.
You drafting Baker next year, Wilson?
Maybe as like a late round pick as my backup. He has some good games this year. I think
He
I
had a
had
good
him there
year.
1 week.
Last playoff game this weekend, Sunday, 4:30 Mountain Time. This is the juiciest, the one that's going to make you drool the most this weekend on CBS. The Kansas City Chiefs are heading to Buffalo to play the Bills. These two teams have met in the 2021 and 2020 playoffs, 2020 and 2021 playoffs. The Chiefs won them both. In 2020, they won 38-24. 2021, they won 42-36. So both shootouts here. This season, right now, the Chiefs, they've won 3 in a row after beating the Dolphins 26-7 in that frostbite game. The Bills, they've won 6 in a row after handling the Steelers 31-17. These two teams, they met in week 14 in Kansas City. Buffalo got them by a field goal, boys, 20-17. The numbers were very close in this game. Both quarterbacks threw 1 touchdown, 1 pick. This Chiefs have got him in the playoffs 2 times in a row. Wilson, is it going to be 3? This one, for the first time, is going to be in Buffalo. Those first 2 were in Kansas City. This one's in Buffalo. Wilson, you got Josh Allen in this one?
I do. I think this is also Patty MaHomes' first away playoff game, and he's been in the league, 6 years, which is an insane feat.
A lot of playoff games.
Props to him from getting them all at home. But I think with the Bills, they were 5-5 at one point in time. Everybody counted them out. I did. Fucking bums, frauds, just like the Dolphins.
Wow.
And then, of course, the Dolphins continue their fraud, or continue to be frauds, and they let them slip in, win the division somehow.
Yep.
But yeah, they are 6-0. And what started that, some may say, is when the story came out that their head coach, I don't even know his full name, but he was referencing Al Qaeda, and he was trying to bring camaraderie, and then that whole story came out. But ever since then, I guess that somehow got the team together, rallied the troops. They've been 6-0, and I think Josh Allen, I think he's going to be able to do it. I think this is the year that, because it's at home, they're riding this high. Also, my buddy Teddy, I'll put that on Josh Allen because he had a 50-yarder last week, so easy again.
I got that one last week.
Wish I could put my buddy interception or something, because he'll probably have 2 of those too. But I think the Bills for sure.
Max, are you gonna get off this train that we got? We're picking every game the same. Are you going Bills or Chiefs? The Bills were your preseason Super Bowl champ. You gonna get off them? You gonna get back on them?
And it's gonna be cold in Buffalo. We got another burr. Oh, there's probably gonna be some snow there too, if I'm not mistaken. There's a storm. There's another storm coming. I don't know if it's gonna last all the way to Sunday.
It's a brewing.
Oh my goodness! I can't wait to see what it's gonna be like tomorrow. Yeah. The weather. It might be worse than they say it's gonna be here in Tennessee. I'll tell you right now. It's supposed to be pretty brutal. I got the Bills, boys. Okay, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl in the preseason. They are queefing at the beginning of the season. Then they're turning it up. That Al Qaeda reference, that's a pretty interesting story. I did not hear this. So what is it like? Protect your team, come all together and protect each other and defeat evil.
I forget. I think what I remember it was like he was trying to reference the guys, like the actual Al Qaeda, like they had to come together. They all had a job to do to get something done. And the story was kind of damning. Like it was just kind of like, what the hell were you thinking? And it was from a couple years back, I think, the coach, when he actually did it. So it wasn't this year, but this year is when the story came out, and they were down bad. They barely won the Chiefs game off of Kadarius Toney doing the fucking offsides.
That's right. That was that game.
Yeah. Okay. So they squeaked out with that win, but that helped build momentum. And then once the story came out, they were all like, "This is my coach," and then they go on a 6-0 run, win the fucking division, as we all expected them to at the beginning of the season. So I think they're right back on track, and especially being at the Bills, they finally get to have that revenge game against Mahomes. It's going to be a good one.
I'm sorry, everybody out there. Not much debate on these picks because I got the Bills also. 3 for 3 on all 4 of these games. Just like you were saying, Max, they were my Super Bowl preseason pick too. And I had this matchup in my preseason playoff bracket, and I had the Bills taking down the Chiefs. So why would I get off it now?
Yeah.
They've won 6 in a row. The offensive coordinator change seems like that's really worked for them. I got to go Bills at home. I got to go Bills at home. Patty MaHomes, Travis Kelce. There's been something going on there this year, just like the Eagles had something going on there. Same type of situation. I think they go home this weekend, but not before Travis Kelce gets one more touchdown, baby. My buddy, Mr. Tutty. Travis Kelce on the road.
And a kiss from Taylor in Buffalo.
A nice kiss on the cheek.
Better bring some lip gloss because those lips are going to be chapped. It's going to be cold.
Travis Kelce in week 14 against these Bills, he had 6 catches for 83 yards. He's only had 1 tutty since week 7. 1 touchdown since week 7. I don't know if he's a keeper. I don't know if he's a keeper anymore. He might be too old now. He's coming down, boys. He's coming down.
Too old and too in love.